What type of original character do you dislike? I don't mean Mary Sue, I mean something very specific. Usually characters who are shown as kind, yet their actions aren't kind in any way, and the author justifies them and doesn't give them any consequences for that. Girl characters whose flaws are being too naive or too trusting or too innocent. Like, I'm sick of it. Trauma ragdoll. Trauma porn characters. You only make them suffer for the sake of it, and it doesn't serve any higher purpose. I'm not saying giving characters trauma is bad, I mean those characters that are just the trauma. Oversized OCs, but they only have big breasts and thighs. Overly sexualized clergy. I don't care what's their religion, even fictional ones. I mean, please have some respect for people who dedicated their lives to their gods. Someone who makes a teenage or younger looking character and then claims they are like 5,000 years old, so it's okay, they can date other adults. Evil sociopath with no emotions. Like, just say you have no understanding of how the brain or a lack of emotions works. Those psychopath OCs who try to be quirky and edgy, you know, and are always holding a goddamn knife because why the fuck not, and always have blood on their mouth. Insane characters, but their insanity just means big toothy smiles and a ridiculously specific traumatic past that doesn't seem to have any realistic effect on them at all. OCs that eat chairs. Why would they even eat chairs? Femboys that are specifically designed to have an extremely feminine body type that's insanely inaccurate to what a man looks like, even a man who's feminine. Think like 90s yaoi proportions. I hate when people will give their OCs niche things, niche jobs, niche disabilities, etc., etc., but the author has zero knowledge for those. OCs that somehow have every disability in the world, yet the person making them didn't do any research at all. When they give them a cane or something, but give no reason on why they need it. Traits such as missing eyes or limbs, without research or acknowledgement into how those disabilities affect someone. No, a prosthetic is not just like a real limb, and there's a lot that goes into the experience of having one. When someone makes their OC's whole personality about their sexuality, or gives them harmful stereotypes. Gay characters who are like violently misogynistic. It can be done well, don't get me wrong, but 9 out of 10 times it's just some sexist boy who gets coddled because, oh no, he's just sexist because he likes boys, because he's gay, he doesn't like women. Feel bad for him, he's violently sexist because of his internalized homophobia. And that's it. OCs that are created purely for diversity. Like, diversity is fine, and it should be something you want with your OCs. But when you create a character purely to have diversity, and they lack character depth and/or a fleshed out story, it's just lame. OCs that are copied from cartoon characters. Not AU, just copies claiming to be their own. Why? I don't understand. If you have any idea, please let me know. I just don't see the point. Fandom OCs that are literally just a copy-paste of a popular character from that fandom, but they're not like other girls or boys, so they're immediately stronger and better than the OG character. Sexualized dinosaurs piss me off. When they describe their OC as ugly, but the art or description makes it really obvious the character is gorgeous. Characters that are labeled as autistic or neurodivergent, but only exhibit the stereotypical signs. He's too kind for his own good. People-pleasing doormat. Someone who's labeled badass, but are the most useless character in the world. OCs whose only reason to be angry is to be angry. Not like a psychopath or narcissist. No, just angry. Unrealistic, powerful beings. Be so for real. If you could defeat anything, you would get extremely bored extremely quickly. It's just like Saitama from One Punch Man. One of my OCs is overpowered, and he is literally driven to insanity because he cannot find purpose in life due to him having achieved the highest level of perfection. Characters with an absurd amount of scars. I'm not saying scars are bad, but some OCs and fan art make the character look like they were put in a barrel of knives and rolled down a hill. The generic slicked back hair mafia man in a suit who's some kind of dom type. They always have the exact same design and personality, and it's so boring. No flavor. There's so much you can do with the concept of a mafia guy, and they always go for the most boring options possible. Cult leader OCs made by people who know nothing about cults and only use other cult leader characters for reference. They're so cheesy. Those weird furry wolf dog angel or demon things that have their fur colored like when you rub your eyes too much, with a touch of barf. I'm so sorry, but characters you're expected to love just because they're jesters. Multilingual OCs who use their native language randomly in conversation when, like, they have no actual reason to. Like for names or objects specific to that culture, okay. But otherwise, it's odd and seems like it's stereotyping. Trans mask OCs that have the cinnamon roll personality, sassy black girls whose whole personality is emasculating the male characters, mean and standoffish lesbian characters, borderline predatory flirtatious gay characters whose lack of boundaries are never addressed or are even played off as normal, over-sexualized trans women characters, or morally gray characters that either have zero actual flaws or are literal predators. There aren't any I really hate, because even Mary Sue OCs have a place in the OC ecosystem. But I find myself extra annoyed by OCs made specifically for OCX canon shipping. Barracks bunnies from Call of Duty. OCs who want to explode my peenar. This isn't even that much of a hill to die on, but if you're physically strong, can efficiently wield a big-ass hammer OC, is skinny as a twig, and has no muscles, then genuinely, what are you doing? Children OCs. All of them. I hate them. They're always so whiny no matter what. Or they're too smart for their own good, and make me want to punt them for having an IQ of Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Characters who are twins, and that's their entire identity. Especially if they then go on to have a big fight and dye their hair or get a piercing so they're different from the other. Dyed hair, piercings, all trying so hard to look different and edgy that they all look the same. OCs that are clearly just there to make arguments against or for specific political beliefs that the creator agrees with or are against. It's insufferable. OCs that are supposedly of color, but it's very clearly just a white person who's been somewhat recolored. OCs that don't eat chairs. Like, what do you mean they don't? Lazy writing. The one that looks like upside-down badminton. When they breathe and live. All of them. If you make OCs, you're gay. I don't know, but someone had an OC that ate his own toes, and I low-key fuck with that. People's original characters are all lovely, and I'm glad that even if someone's writing isn't perfect, they're putting themselves out there and creating stepping stones to improve their character writing or art through something fun and creative with their friends. Get fucking hope-baited and love-pilled, lols. I don't hate any kind of OC. I like them all, and I don't care how weird they are. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I don't really have any issues with any tropes or OCs, as long as you actually made them and didn't use AI or something. Everyone improves. I'm guilty for some of these things in the comments with my first few OCs, and I'm sure I'll make OCs later on people don't like. We all get better and realize what we like writing and how to do it. I'd say don't judge and just be kind and accepting and let people figure out what and who they'd like to write. Spread the positivity. What's your favorite overused OC trope? Self-insert OCs will always have my heart. Also, I like depressed father figure OCs. They're so wholesome. My favorite would be a parent figure OC, or an eldritch cosmic entity, Vesseline, or pretending to be a human. I like it when a character's appearance doesn't match their personality. I also like characters who have a lot of trauma, as long as it's well written. Sunshine sibling and the smarter serious sibling. Finding lost sibling trope. Not sure if it's overused though. That one trope where the nerdy geek looks breathtaking without their glasses. Girl boss ex male wife. Literally shaped my taste in guys, honestly. Small character and big weapon. I love when it's a sweet or cute character that's really OP. I love war criminal that everyone is scared of, that's actually pretty chill, and ball of sunshine, who can 1v1 them. Creepy clowns or jesters, it's perfection. Some sort of edgy alternative style. I'm guilty of this one and I refuse to change. A really edgy, dark character who is actually quite funny and stupid in specific contexts. Popular girl ex nerd girl. Like, that's gonna be the kind of dynamic of two of my OCs. But it's not like mean girl ex nerd girl, because mean girls and popular girls are two different kinds of people. Half demon prince, alpha wolf, anger issues, grr, and the chick who happens to wear glasses live in my heart forever. I love OCs who suffer bad things and do even worse to others. I love OCs who go through even worse and go on to do better for others. So everyone in the comments, you tell me. You can be either negative or positive. What's a kind of OC that you don't like seeing out in the wild? And what's a type of OC that you love to see? I think everything's great if you're just being creative and having fun. You know, OC is such a broad term, because yeah, it could mean just anyone's original characters from the original world they're writing, or it could be original characters made for a specific fandom. And you know, every character out there in published media is technically someone's OC, you know? If you're just having fun, you don't need to worry about trying to create a character that everyone else is going to think is good or stuff like that, because here's the thing, you're never gonna please everyone, so you might as well please yourself and just do it the way you want to. That's enough rambling from me for now. I need to, of course, thank my little ruse now, my Patreon members: Nebulatic Vexen, Donka42, John Wong, Laser Scorpio, Night Avenger, Ventara, Somnophobic Danny, Savage Otters, Valzy, Terabyte AIX, Kestrel, Dragonborn Canid, Angie Ender, Marbsk, Windigo, and Yellow Mochi Cat. Thank you so much for your extra support on Patreon. It means the world to me. Thanks for being so kind to little old me, and helping support the videos I make. I hope they're entertaining you and giving you something to look forward to and smile about. You guys are great. Keep on being awesome. Same goes to my YouTube channel members, my mini ruse, Foxstar Killer, Rainy Cant, Alyssa North24, Siggy, Chef Vince, and those Midnight Daydreams. Thank you so much for your extra support. I'm so glad to have you be a part of my YouTube channel. Again, it's so kind of you to support me in this extra way, and I hope I'm sufficiently entertaining you in return. I really just hope to make everyone smile or have some interesting new things to think about through these videos. So thank you to everyone for watching. Once again, leave your own thoughts on this subject in the comments. Everyone's perspective is welcome. Everyone likes something different, and that's kind of the cool thing of it. If we all like the same thing, then there wouldn't be diverse characters out there, would there? So good night for now, and I'll see you next time.